Hello everyone, I am going to explain question number 24 and question number 25 of exercise 2.1 of class 12. As you can see, in question number 24, one equation is available to us and we have to find out, we have to solve it for x. Now, I wrote equation here. When we will observe the equation carefully, we will see that we can make the pair of tan inverse 1 upon 4 and tan inverse 1 upon 6, and to them we can use the formula of tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. And here this 2 tan inverse 1 upon 5, we can't use any formula directly, so first we will convert it to the tan inverse x form, and this plus tan inverse 1 upon x will shift in other side. So what I explained here, I am going to make the pair of tan inverse 1 upon 4 and tan inverse 1 upon 6, and here I am going to use the formula of 2 tan inverse x, and this tan inverse 1 upon x will shift in other side. So just see the next step. So after all the changes which I mentioned, I found this step here. You can see in the question, we had here 5 by 4, and you know 5 by 4 is at tan inverse 1, the tan inverse 1 is the value of 5 by 4, that's why 5 by 4 I replaced by tan inverse 1, and instead of 2 tan inverse 1 upon 2 upon 5, I use this 1 upon 5, sorry, I use the formula of 2 tan inverse theta, that is tan inverse 2 theta upon 1 minus theta square. Here I use the formula, and tan inverse 1 I obtained by 5 by 4. Now in next step, I had used the formula of tan inverse x plus tan inverse y here, that is x plus y upon 1 minus xy, and this here I took the LCM, and first I had done the square, that is 1 upon 25, and then I had took the LCM and I subtracted, I got here 10 upon 24, means I simplified it. After simplification I obtained 10 upon 24. Now this tan inverse 1 I shifted in this side, so it's positive, so it got negative, and this my plus tan inverse 1 upon x I shifted in other side, since it's positive, so it got negative. Now in next step, here I took the LCM and I simplified, so I obtained this step. Here I cancelled it, so I got 5 upon 24, and this other terms I kept as it is. Now in next step, here after simplification I obtained 10 upon 23. Then I used tan inverse x plus tan inverse y formula in these two terms, and this term I wrote as it is, and this term also I wrote as it is. Now after all the LCM and simplification, I obtained this result, and here minus is here, so we can, I use this formula, tan inverse minus theta is minus tan inverse theta. So here just see what we have here minus tan inverse 1 upon x, so minus tan inverse theta value is tan inverse minus theta, that's why this minus I shifted inside by using this formula. And in previous steps also I use this formula, tan inverse x plus minus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x plus minus y upon 1 minus plus xy. I use this formula here, I simplified, I obtained this. After all the addition subtraction, I obtained this step. Now again I used tan inverse x minus tan inverse y formula here, and then I simplified it. After simplification I got this. Now here also tan inverse and here also tan inverse, so tan inverse will remove from tan inverse, and we are remained with 9 upon 461 equal to minus 1 upon x. Since we are solving for x, so we want only x, so we will do the reciprocal and we will shift minus sign, so that will give us the value of x, that is 461 upon 9. So students, in this question again and again I used tan inverse x plus minus tan inverse y formula. There are many ways to solve this question, among them this is one of the way. And now we move to the question number 25. In question number 25 we have the question, solve for x and y if. In this question two equations are available, you can see the two equations. Now what we'll do is, we'll keep the first equation as it is, and second equation we'll convert in the form of sine inverse. Now there is very easy method is there. we have a formula, that is sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So from here, if we want cos inverse x, the sin inverse x will go there. So that will give us cos inverse x value as pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. So cos, this equation I wrote as cos inverse x I replaced by pi by 2 minus sin inverse x, this minus sign as it is, and then again cos inverse y also I replaced in terms of sign, that is pi by 2 minus sin inverse y, and this pi by 3 I kept as it is. Now we had simplified by opening the bracket. I changed the sign. After doing this, what we found is pi by 2 cancelled by pi by 2, and we are remained with minus sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to pi by 3. Means in the question, two equations are available to us. First equation we kept as it is, and second equation, which was initially in the form of cos inverse x and cos inverse y, successfully we converted them as sin inverse x and sin inverse y. Now just see these two equations, both the equations have same terms. Now once we'll add them and second time we'll subtract them, that will give us one by one the values of x and y. So what we had done is, first I added the equation 1 by equation 2. So just see equation 1 and equation 2, when you will add here, so this sin inverse x and this sin inverse x have opposite sign. So when you will add it, they will cancel each other, and we are remained with sin inverse y and sin inverse y. So both sides sin inverse y, so they will add. So we will get here 2 sin inverse y, and in this side 2 pi upon 3 plus pi upon 3 we have to do. So we got this step. Now after LCM and adding, we got this result. This 2 is in multiply, so it will go in divide, and we want only sine, so we want only y, so sine inverse will go here, and it becomes sine pi by 2, and sine pi by 2 value you know that is 1. So we have obtained the value pi as 1. Now first we added the equation 1 and 2. Now we are going to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. So when we subtract equation 2 from equation 1, what will we have to do? We have to do a sign change. So when we do the sign change, it becomes positive and it becomes negative. So this positive term and this positive sin inverse x will get add, and this positive sin inverse y, and after sign change it becomes negative sin inverse sin y. So they both will get cancel each other. So after doing their subtraction, we will obtain. So on subtracting equation 2 from equation 1 will give us 2 sin inverse x is equal to, and right sides are subtract. After subtracting and after taking LCM, we will get here 1 pi upon 3. This 2 is in multiply, so it will go in divide. So that will give us pi upon 6. Pi upon 6 means 30, and you know sin 30 degree is 1.2. So that is the value of x. Hence the value of x and y which we obtained are x is equal to 1 upon 2 and y is equal to 1. Thank you.